About to set up, get it popping. All right, we're gonna get it popping for y'all. Trust the process, right? I keep telling y'all, brothers, man. Trust the process, man. Yeah, I took it back to the foundation right here. This was the foundation. I might, depending on how I'm feeling today, right? I might pop out and do another one this evening, but I'll do it upstairs. I just felt like coming back to where I originally started at, right? Remember, I started out down here. I was always down here, getting busy. Yeah, right? I was always down here getting busy. And I used to think that down here, I have my notes right here. I used to think that when I was down here, that the service, it was the service, but it was always, Daniel, what's going on, good brother? Good morning. Good morning. In a second, you might want to come over to the StreamYard. I'm going to break down the whole Tim Tszyu debacle. All right, I'm going to take my time. I'm going to point out some things because, like I said, when you watch the internet and YouTube, especially YouTube boxing, everybody's a analyst, right? Everybody is an analyst on YouTube. But unfortunately, a lot of these guys that are analysts, they're analysts with no stats. Like, what is your stats, man? And when I say stats, I mean, what is your credentials? I said, what is your credentials, right? Because a lot of you guys don't have no credentials. You have no stats. So what is your stats, right? Other than being a fan of boxing, which is nothing wrong with that. But what is your stats? See, dudes love to come on here with opinions. Everybody has opinions. But what is your stats, man? That's why I kind of fell back. Because I felt like, and I said this to my man WCS, I was like, yo, dudes ain't even on my level, right? In no shape, form, or fashion, right? They got the game misconstrued. They think they could do all kind of fancy stuff on the internet, P-files and thumbnails, and that makes them relevant with boxing knowledge or, things in boxing. But if you're not actually doing anything in boxing, if you're not doing anything and you haven't done anything and you can't show that, you're not a factor. Like, everybody's on here. I'm going to watch. I'm about to fuck the game up in a second. I'm going to show you about Tim Tszyu, right? Now, they blocked my post on IG because they know I'm the goods. And they know what I was speaking about played out. We're going to get comfortable. Yes, we're going to write this. We want this. Let's go over here. Pull that up for me. I got time. I'm not rushing, y'all. Look, I got my own mix. This is green tea, 7-Eleven green tea. Cut the check, 7-Eleven. But this is the sauce mix. This is the sauce mix right here. I'm just letting it pull up, man. Y'all, Premier, I just fed my dogs. They good for the day. I'm just waiting for everything to load. And then we're going to get to rocking and rolling, man. Yes, there we go. We wanted this to get up because we want to get that good internet service. I'm gonna talk about Lamont Roach. I'm disappointed in him. You know, they got to him. They told him to do the fake shit. We'll get to all of that. That's why, you know, this internet box and shit, it's like, man, at some point, everybody, all the official dudes gotta stick together. It's like these fake niggas. These fake niggas, they stick together, man. They do. They might not be strong outside, but they stick together. They like, I almost was about to slip up and say something. Shout out to my guys. They lighting it up. Hit the like button, Sanaya, Sai, right? Yeah. I like my setup down here, man. You know, it'd be nice and quiet, man. It'd be nice and quiet down here, man. You welcome, thank you. Hit the like button. It'll be nice and quiet down here, man. All right, let's restore some of this stuff. And we're gonna get to working. Damn, I left my wallet out there. I'm tired, man. Appreciate that like. That's why I said it's gonna take me some time today because I'm not gonna rush. Normally I rush. I run through the topics. I ain't gonna rush today. I am not rushing. You know why I'm not rushing? Because like I said, I am tired. But look, we're gonna move this like this so you guys can see. I want y'all to get that good visual. Right? Move this a little bit so y'all can see. Alright? We're gonna give y'all the visual. Hold on, I don't like that visual. Let me see. That's better, right? There we go. That's better. How's that, man? Cause I like to show the background and show the growth. You heard? I like to show the background and show the growth, just to show how we stepping. And shout out to everybody that believed in me and trusted in the process. Look at me now, right? Look at me now, right? You see what I said? Yeah, talk about me now. They don't want to talk about me now. Right? They don't want to talk about me now because they don't want to talk about me now. Talk about me now. All right, there we go. Let's get started here. Add that to the mix. Feel free to hit the Cash App to support the grind. Because look, you see, this is a real grind we do. We do a real grind. Should I go with Great Point? Yeah, I'm going to put Great Point. That's what I'm going to be giving out, Great Points today. All right, we're going to start the live now. Come on over to StreamYard too. We up on StreamYard. Put my earpiece in. Yes, top of the morning. Happy Monday morning for everybody. All right. Hold on, I'm just messaging somebody. All right. We getting there, y'all. Somebody said legendary. And I told them we getting there. But yes, this is the Source Experience. Happy Monday. See, I'm showing the background just to show the growth, man. Step your shit up. Don't be mad at me, nigga, right? All right, but what I want to go to, first order of business. Let me see something over here. Let's see my videos. Boom. I want to see if this uploaded. If this uploaded, I'm just going to start to show off with it's a little of my content so I can get all my notes and everything together. Yes, it's up. Okay. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna start off over here. I want to share this real quick. Let's start off right here because I'm gonna get my notes together. You know, always gotta promote us. For us, by us. There we go. That is us. What I will do is I will go right here. I'll go right here. Or right here. Or here, right? I want to be off the screen, so I think this one takes me off the screen. There we go. And what we're going to do is we're going to premiere this now. Y'all watch this while I get these notes together. Good morning, Mac 11. Come over to StreamYard, man. We on StreamYard as well. You can see what we're really talking about. I'm about to break down that Tim Zoo for you. I'm gonna break it all the way down for y'all, man. We got time today, no rush. I was just busting down my notes to make sure I get everything right. All right. So in the meantime, I was playing a little bit of my Dogs Chronicles because I wanted all my notes. I wanted all my notes up and running. There we go. Okay. All right. Let's end that. Let's end that, man. Great little video right there. Those guys are coming along, looking good, right? But we want to get to Tim Zoo, man. And the debacle. We want to get to this debacle, like what really happened, right? You know, you got all these guys. Everybody, you know, is an expert now. We want to get to what really happened, right? And that's what we're going to get to. All right. This is courtesy of Fight Hub TV, all right? Now, I'm gonna use the Fight Hype video in a second, right? Well, when I play this, I'm gonna break this down in a terms of understanding. Shout out to King Erna. I'm gonna try to give you guys some understanding. I do not own this video. All right. That was Tim Zoo. What the fuck just happened? Did you hear that, right? He wanted to know what the fuck just happened. Well, what just happened is he is no different from the masses that sit around and talk boxing or program boxing, like I like to say, right? Now, this guy was a world champion, right? His father was a Hall of Fame, I believe his father was a Hall of Fame, defeated Zab Judah, right? Decorated fighter. He comes from that cloth. He beat a lot of fighters in becoming world champion, but he just fought a fight where they should have called it a no contest and stopped it and had him run it back with Fondora, but they didn't in March. I believe that was the opening PBC Prime. They didn't do too many cards, right? But that was the opening one, right? In March. And he lost his title to Fondora. He was scheduled to fight Keith Thurman. Now, if you go back and you watch Keith Thurman, who is a hooker, was very confident leading into that fight. A lot of people, myself included, didn't think Keith Thurman had a chance, right? Just because of the size. But after watching what took place, Appreciate You and Conquest took place Saturday night, maybe Keith Thurman might have had a chance and might have did the same thing. Now, I know a lot of y'all are going to say it's impossible. Keith Thurman is not strong, but Keith Thurman is a hooker. Keith Thurman has an excellent left hook. And what was Tim Zoo's demise? It's two people in here. Feel free. The two that's in here, any one of y'all, feel free. What was the demise of Tim Zoo? The hook. The hook. The hook took him out. Now I'm going to play him again and break some more of this down for y'all. All right, let me stop it right here first, being that we are doing a little educational stuff. Do you see what's going on right there? For those of y'all that sit online and talk boxing, this is what you would call a media scrum. Do you need me to go to the board? I'll go to the board. The board is right here. Let's go to the board. Right? I'm feeling good today. I'm blessed. So I'll do a free consulting. This is a media scrum. Right there. Right? That's a media scrum, what you see taking place. You see the reporters there, but this video is courtesy of Fight Hub TV. So that means Fight Hub was there or he had a reporter there. This is the media scrum. This is what usually takes place before and after fights, fight week activities. So right now what you're seeing is the media asking him questions. Now, there's probably many media outlets that have all this footage because it is a what? A media scrum. Now, a lot of these guys that sit online, that talk boxing, that's never outside, they've never been a part of none of this stuff. But they always come on and they have all type of information. They have all type of expertise, but they've never been a part of what? A media scrum. That's what we are seeing right here. This is the Source Experience Media Marketing Management Consulting Services. You know, you do have options. Just hit the like button. That's all I'm asking. I'm not asking for the $1,500 fee, but just hit the like button. This is a media scrum. We're going to break this down. All right, now look, let's stop it again. All right, if I need to go back to the board, I'll go back to the board. He cannot recall. He cannot recall. Now, the reason why he cannot recall is, and this is no slight at him, it's a slap more so at all you people that sit online and report on boxing or talk on boxing. See, Tim Tszyu is what we like to call, me, my team, and others that be in the gym, a hot air balloon. Break this down for you right here. What is a hot air balloon? He was filled with helium, right? Now, this guy, like I said, he was a former world champion. A hot air balloon, though, right? We really got a test of that when he fought Fundora. Because Tim Tszyu, remember, a guy who knocked out Fundora, right? Brian Mendoza knocked out Fundora. Remember this. I'm not gonna go back and do all that shit. You guys, that's attempting to watch what I do and copy. This is what you do. Go on your live and you guys do this. But Fundora was knocked out by Mendoza. Tim Tszyu kind of beat the brakes off of Mendoza, right? So he probably figured, oh man, the guy I beat, whooped on him, stopped him, I'm going to do the same, which he did not do. It was a grueling fight that took a lot out of him that, as you see right here, he probably didn't get back. And then he got in there with a guy who was custom made for him. But we overlooked the things that Keith Thurman said leading up to the fight. Keith Thurman was confident because Keith Thurman's seen these things. A lot of people seen these things. But they overlook things because a lot of times when you are programmed, right, you're not focused because you're programmed to think what you're seeing, but you don't see it. But if you're not focused on that, you're going to go with your programmed to believe. So we was programmed to believe that this guy, Tim Tszyu, and himself included, that's why he is in such a state of disbelief. I don't know. I don't know. Said his name, he's like, I don't know what happened. No, you know what happened. You know what happened. His eyes aren't confident. Yes, let me highlight that. Let me see if I can pin that. Can I pin that? Let me try to pin that, good brothers. Thank you. That is, I'm going to use that. I love that. That is, man. Somebody give him a like for that comment. Can you guys give him a like? His eyes are not confident. They're not. That's why he's in disbelief. I don't know. He's in a media scrum. They asking him a basic question. I just don't know. No, because you were programmed to believe that you were more than what you was, and you're not. You're not. But when you are programmed and you are fed cherry pies, cream puffs, and then you fought a guy who, if you do your research, Jamel Charlo, I don't want to use the word ducked, but Jamel Charlo gave this guy step aside money a couple times, man. Look it up for yourself. Jamel Charlo did not want to face this guy, man. This is a strong guy. And then, like I said, everybody sits online, they talk boxing. But do they actually do anything in boxing? Have they ever done a media scrum? Do they actually go to gyms, right? Now, I'm going to get back on topic, but I want to just point this out, right? Everybody that sits online and talks boxing is from all over. Everybody's from a different region, right? Now, when you look at guys that talk boxing, whatever region they're from, what is their rapport in their region? How many of these guys that sit online and discuss boxing as analysts, media, experts, or whatever channels are known in their section? Have a rapport in gyms, are known in their section. No up and coming fighters, no fighters in their section, right? Know who's the coaches, what gyms. A lot of these guys don't. Pay attention to that. But these are the people that you are sitting around listening to talk boxing, but yet they don't know people that do boxing in their own community. But yet they talk about the people at the highest level with a understanding. Shout out to King Erno once again. That's his line. With a understanding, like they know what they're talking about. How? How do you have the highest of high understanding in a sport, but yet on the local level, regional level, you aren't even in the mix? Let that soak in for a second. Let's let that soak in while I check off some of my notes. All right? Oh, I'll fix that. Put right here. Get 1 second. Yes, get in the mix. See, these guys aren't even in the mix. A lot of them are just in the way, right? And they do in the way activities, right? They attempt to block you or think they're blocking you, but they're not even doing nothing. Get in the mix. You see, I posted that up there. So hopefully y'all can see that and y'all catch that source. But back to Tim Tszyu. Let's listen to him again. Distraught, to say the least. What did I get hit with? What did I get hit with? You got hit with a left hook. You was attempting to hook with a hooker, and he got there first. That's what you got hit with. But more importantly, you got hit with reality. You got hit with the fact that you were moved, you were manufactured, and you went in there against a guy who knew that. His team knew that. Right? And they knew that you was right for the taking. And that's what they did. They took you. Now, if you watch the judges, not the judges, the referee was programmed as well. He was going with, I like to say, the orders, right? Because this guy was dropped over too many times, right? But the referee was going with the orders, and he kept allowing this guy to continue. That's why you see him here now, and he's just so, he's fluttered. He's done. He doesn't know. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, you would drop more than 5 times. Bad. And they kept allowing this because being programmed and under the orders, they miraculously thought that you was going to turn it around. That this was not supposed to happen. Right? That it wasn't supposed to happen. But by all means, this was what actually happens when fighters, fans, media are programmed to believing that fighters are more than what they are. Now, I'm not discrediting Tim Tszyu by no means, but I'm just saying if you know what you're watching, and I reference back to Bomac, when Bomac told Derek James, you can't hide no more, right? Now, you guys was overlooking a lot of the work that I was putting in for years back then. Remember, I interviewed them. I interviewed basically the whole team, but in particular, I interviewed Bomac, and I had conversations with Bernie the Boxer. I was in Bernie the Boxer's chat. I had him on my channel, and I tried to educate you guys through the way that I educate. But I'm not going to hold your hand. But I will go to the board on this, right? Now, do you remember? Let's erase some of this. Right? Now, do you remember when I had Bernie? I interviewed Bomac. I talked to Red. I interviewed Saul. Right? All before the Earl Spence fight. And we was in NYC, me and Bomac. And I said, because me being who I am in the game and doing what I do, I knew that they had figured Earl Spence out. And when I interviewed Bomac, that was many years ago, he said what was going to happen. He said they would stop Earl Spence, right? They would stop him, right? Because they studied Earl Spence. They mapped out his style. He was basically, he was tailor-made for the breakdown, how they broke him down. And if you watch the fight, right, when Earl Spence attempted to get off, they knew his what? Cadence? I'm gonna put K like that, K. They knew his cadence, right? They also knew his rhythm, right? And when he was attempting to get off, did you see how Terrence was catching his shots? Because Earl Spence was programmed. This is another programmed fighter. But see, you guys were so, leading up into that fight, what was it? Terrence is too small. Oh, Earl's the body snatcher. Earl's this, Earl's that. No. These guys are all, you guys, especially the masses, it's easy to program you guys. It's like the radio stations. It's easy to program you guys. So you guys just thought Earl Spence was indestructible. In the meantime, the real reality was Earl Spence was what Bomac said, a one-dimensional fighter. A one-dimensional fighter. And we've seen that play out July 29th. And also, we also seen Derek James, who I've been told you was what? Incompetent. Incompetent. And it all played out. And this is why this right here reminded me so much of that. But Tim Tszyu was a lot more humbled than Earl Spence. A lot more humbled. He is just, man, it's sad to see him like this. This is a world champion fighter with basically no confidence right now. Look at him. He has absolutely no confidence. He is, he's battered, right? He's battered, right? He's beat down, right? Oh, y'all couldn't even see me going to the board. I was going to the board right there. There's the board. I'm sorry about that. Because you know what it is? I got the behind the scene cam up. You know, I got the behind the scene cam. And when I was at the board. But yeah, Tim Tszyu, man. Hopefully he gets his confidence back. And, you know, he comes back. But right now, he's hurt, man. To say the least. He took a shellacking. And like I said, it was just overall his team, everybody, they dropped the ball. Because me personally, if I was a part of Team Tszyu, yes, let me pin that. Thank you. And consequence, I'm gonna get to that right now. Appreciate all you good brothers over here in the chat, you know, doing what you do. I love it, man. Right? Let's talk about the team. Thank you. So I'll get to that now. I can check that off. Yes, his team failed him. Now, I spoke about this a little bit yesterday. This guy right here next to him and the rest of them, they failed him. And the reason why they failed him is, right, earlier in the show, we talked about the cut and everything that he sustained in March. In March, pay attention to this now, what I'm about to give you, right? Tim Tszyu fought in March, right? 30th. Devin Haney fought April 20th. Devin Haney has yet to get back in the ring. Everybody talked about the ass whooping Devin Haney took. Devin Haney took an ass whooping, but if you compare the whoopings or the punishment, Tim Tszyu took a much bigger beat down, so to say, with that cut, losing the blood, but yet he came right back October 21st, right? That was when he just fought, wasn't? Or the 19th, the 12th, what was the date? The 19th, you know? Today might be the 21st, the 19th. He came right back from March 3rd after sustaining a beating, whooping, a loss, and jumped right back into the fire against a hitter. He did not jump back in there against a tune-up or soft touch. Yes, he wanted a belt, correct. And they was thirsty. I talked about that yesterday. Remember I told you I was going to come in here and break it down? Look, they was thirsty. Thirsty, man. Right? They was thirsty. And they rushed back into the fire. Right? Being thirsty, rushing back into the fire led to what? Led to what? What we just seen. Him being burned. Right? He was burned because literally March 30th, he was burned. He fought a war and goes back to what my guy Nkankwa said. Blame his team. Now, his team should have knew better, right? His team should have been like, you know what, Tim? We were just the WBO champion. We'll get back there. We don't need to rush back into the fire, right? You just fought a tough fight. You lost. You lost a lot of blood. You had a major cut. I don't think we should fight this guy. This guy is dangerous. This guy is strong. And more importantly, this guy's style. See, this is what you got to know about boxing. This guy's style. And pay attention to this gem I'm going to give y'all. I'm going to erase the board so y'all can see it. Right? Right? I'm going to erase the board so you guys can see this. This guy's style is what? Look, this guy's style, pay attention, is all wrong for us. Right there. His style was all wrong for them. But yet they still took the fight because like what my guy says right here, Mac 11, I'm calling Mac 11, they wanted the belt. They wanted the belt, so they took the fight. They took the fight because they wanted the belt. And in wanting the belt, it got them burned. And my personal assessment, you heard what I just said, me, my personal assessment, I think he's damaged goods now. And the reason why I give that assessment is, I'm gonna go back here to this comment right here that's on the screen. His eyes aren't confident. Boxing is a gladiator sport, a warrior sport, when a fighter loses his confidence. And I'm not saying that he can't get it back, right? Well, I'm closing on this topic now, right? I'm saying that he cannot get it back. But right now we see a fighter that lacks confidence. Let's go back over to the board, right? Shout out to my man Mac 11, right? Mac 11 in the building, right? We see a fighter, a former world champion, right? And look how this is going to tie into what the next guy. We see a former world champion. Former world champion. When you are a world champion, you are at the top. The top. He was at the top. Does he sound like a guy that was at the top of the sport? Does he look like a guy that was at the top of the sport? No, he looks like right now, to be honest, a journeyman fighter that doesn't know if he wants to continue. Is it worth it? I don't know what happened. I don't know. His confidence is gone. But check this out. Look how this goes right to my next topic, right? My next person that I want to talk about, right? Champion, former champion. Let's go to Gary Russell Jr. real quick. Let's go to Gary Russell Jr. Now, Lamont Roach was at the fights over the weekend in the DMV area. A couple people ran up on him and asked him about Gary and the remarks that Gary made. Gary Russell has not been in the ring in over 33 months, 3 years. But yet Gary Russell still is confident. Still, not only is confident, talks that talk, right? He talks that talk. And this is a guy that lost. He lost his belt in his last fight 33 months ago. Took an L. But yet he still has that confidence. He still wants to jump in there with Tank and all these guys that are the best. Are you catching that right there that I just gave you, the difference in Tim Tszyu, a non-confident fighter? Now, Gary Russell, like I said, hasn't been in the ring in 33 months. One of the longest reigning WBC champions, him and Wilder, right? But look, when you talk to Gary, you see Gary doing interviews, he has yet to lose his confidence. Tim Tszyu has lost his confidence. Now, sticking with Gary, Lamont Roach was asked, I believe it was Zeb, they asked him about Gary, and they got to him already. Now he doesn't want to talk about Gary, right? I seen this coming though. This is what they do. I told you what they're gonna do. They're gonna do Gary how they attempted to do me, how they attempt to do anybody that they are blackballing or they want to paint a narrative on. Right now, by Lamont Roach, not thank you and Conquest, he said great example. By Gary and Lamont Roach doing what he's doing, he has what we like to call the sweepstakes. He got the Tank Davis fight. So they are using that now. And the fact that Lamont Roach is a official champion, right? So this is, you see the games that they do. The program is already being put out. He did the interview over the weekend, and he made it seem he's painting the narrative in the picture now that Gary Russell is jealous and he's hating, he's mad, all of these things. Now, the masses are going to eat this up. The masses are going to eat this up. The program sheep, I like to call them, right? But he just, prior to that, to them telling him, this is the play that you're going to run now, and don't worry, we're going to take care of it. Before that, when Gary jumped out there and kind of got at him, Warrior Code, he was ready for the smoke, right? He was ready for the smoke. Shorty, right? Shout out to the DMV, my DMV film. That's what they be saying. Slim, Shorty. He was like, you see me, you don't be on that type of time. I'm him. But now they say, yo, don't worry, we'll take care of this. You be a champion. You got the fight. You're gonna fight Tank. That's the road you take. We'll get rid of Gary. Don't worry about it. Gary is disgruntled. We're going to paint the narrative that he's disgruntled. He's mad. He can't get no action. And that's what they're going to do now. Because he took the high road. He took the high road. Gary didn't matter. And Gary tried to give y'all a play. Because you see what Gary told y'all. When Gary said, yo, I called Tank Davis a bitch and all this, he didn't respond. They've been told Tank. That's how they do. When they feel like they can use the media and the people to downplay, or like I like to say, your emotion, that's what they're going to do. So right now, this is going to get downplayed. Gary, they're going to use, if Gary continues to stay boisterous, they're going to make it seem like he's the disgruntled employee, right? That he's mad, he hasn't fought. But meanwhile, look, that's my family, so I am going to speak up for them, right? If you look at what Gary got going on, right, as a whole, right, not as a fighter, but as a whole, right. Granted, he has been inactive for what, 33 months. But his two younger brothers, shout out to T.O. and Antoine, right, Torn the Dawn, Polo the Dawn. Polo the Dawn is in line to fight for a world title. Real talk. He is supposed to get the winner for the WBC. So Gary is his head trainer. See, so I got to point these things out because they're painting the picture that Gary's hating. He's mad. Why is he mad? His brothers that he's training, both of them, are making the steps to be world champions. So somebody that has things going on, what are they mad really about? He just wants to fight. Right? So don't paint that picture that, oh, he doesn't have nothing going on. He's in the mix too. Back to what I was saying right here. Get in the mix. Gary's in the mix. His two brothers have potentially chances to be world champions. And rest in peace to my uncle, Big G. He is now in his shoes, guiding his younger brothers, how, rest in peace once again, the Big Gary used to guide all of them. So miss me with that bullshit narrative. Miss me with that one. It's just so many, and I'm not saying Lamont Roach and all that are fake, but it's just so many fake people in this world, and they do fake shit. And when people step up and call fake shit out, this is what happens. This is what happens, right? By all means, Gary Russell is not wrong for wanting to fight Tank Davis. He has been wanting to fight Tank Davis for quite some time, right? For quite some time, right? He was a champion for many years. They let him fight once a year because of some other shit, and we talked about that, right? But it is what it is, right? It is what it is. But you see the difference in what I'm saying? Thank you, and Conquest. Gary Russell, a fighter still with much confidence, ready to get in there. Much confidence. This is a confident game. A lot of you guys lack confidence, and it shows. The guys that lack confidence in life, period, what do? They want to group up. They want to click up. Guys that have a lot of confidence can what? Stand alone. Like I talked about yesterday, shout out to Corey Holcomb. You could talk about them. It does them no never mind. They're still gonna do what they're gonna do. And look, Gary Russell, a guy that have been fighting once a year. Basically, they aged him out, but yeah, look at him. He's still rambunctious. Gary is my cousin, so I'm gonna say this in real respect. He's a little runt because he's a small guy. But he's a feisty alpha runt. He still wants to get in there and crack heads. And they don't like that. They don't like that, man. They don't like that. You see the moment he said, yo, Lamont, I'm pulling up. Lamont did the interview. Matter of fact, let me pull that interview up real quick, right? I'm going to pull that interview up real quick, man. I'm going to show that. I don't own the rights to this content. Right? The moment Lamont Roach, right? Shout out to Zeb. This is Zeb's. Let's see if it's up there. See, a lot of the smaller channels content. There it is, right here. All right, I got it. I'm gonna pull this up. Once again, I do not own the rights to this content. All right, man. It's just a couple y'all in here, man. Don't worry. We'll take care of the numbers later. Right? Smash the like button before that's in here. Share the content. This is real boxing talk, emotion talk, media, marketing, management services, Shaw News Boxing. But this is the one I was talking about right here. Let me make this bigger. Get off the screen. There we go. Or do I want to go right here? Yes, I'll get off the screen. All right, this is the interview that I was talking about. Shout out to On the Ropes. On the Ropes, Zeb Brooks. Great interview. Check him out. I don't own the rights to this content. Right? Yeah, see, there it is right there. You see, they got to him, right? They got to him basically now, because you see the stance that he taking. And that's what they told him. And they're going to get the media to spin it for him now, right? He's not worried about Gary no more. Because now they're going to told you, they're going to paint the picture that Gary is not in the mix. That's why I put that up here today. Get in the mix. Because you heard what he said, I'm a world champion. I'm not worried about that. December 4th. Right? So they're going to pitch that now. That, you know, Gary's disgruntled. Gary doesn't have to fight. Gary is mad. All these things. This is what they do, man. And I'm telling you this because I know I'm media, amongst other things. This is the narrative that they're going to push. And then they're going to use what I like to call crash dummies and programmers, and that's what they're going to run with. But just 2 days ago, Lamont Roach was ready to show Gary his demon. He felt some type of way, but they said, yo, don't worry about it. We'll get rid of him. Don't worry about it. That's why now he's not worried about that. But man, it would have been good to see him bring Gary into camp. Right? Because, well, you know, maybe they could work something out. I don't know, man. This game to me, like I said, one thing I have learned, and me and my brother were speaking about this yesterday, I just stay in my lane now, man. Once people show me who they are, and I'm going to get to that later on in the show. Like I said, I'm going to take my time. I'm going to use something from Wallow. When people reveal who they really are, especially when you fall back, because if you fall back and do what you do, eventually people are going to show you who they are. And when they show you who they are, you know how to move. You know how to move. Right? He said that would be like calling Lamont Peterson a bum. I lived in the DMV for over 30 years. Lamont Peterson, another former world champion. Speaking of Lamont Peterson, remember I dropped that content last week, the Earl Spence win, when I had all the soldiers on deck, right? I had it packed out there, right? And they were screaming, Team Spence, or it don't make sense. Right? I had them all in the Brooklyn Marriott, right? Flooded. But yeah, shout out to Lamont Peterson and Anthony Peterson. Anthony Peterson, another fighter that got blackballed. You know, this is a shiesty, dirty game. Shiesty, dirty game. But yeah, that was Lamont Roach right there, taking the high road. He took the high road on Gary, right? He took the high road, right? But speaking of what and Consequence was just saying right here, look, this is it right here. And Consequence speaks, Spence Peterson right here. Man, this is when the PBC was rolling, man. This was, this is when the PBC was rolling, man. Yeah, shout out to Lamont. Shout out to Lamont Peterson, man. Yeah, shout out to Lamont Peterson. We was on deck, right? Like shout out to my man said real motion. That is a fact. That is a fact. That is and Consequence, that is a fact, good brother. That is an A1 fact. We was definitely on deck, right? Right? That was an A1 fact. We was out there on deck in motion back then. That was 6 years ago, man. And, these guys, when was your last win, right? These guys can't show you a win. But sticking with the whole thing, they're gonna bury Gary now once again. But hopefully Lamont Roach brings him into camp, and y'all get that shit off y'all chest as two DMV, DC type guys, because Gary and them's from DC too. They moved to Capitol Heights, a suburb of the DC area, Maryland. But hash that out, man. Because at the end of the day, y'all are warrior brothers, man. Y'all are warrior brothers, right? But hey, what do I know, right? What do I know, right? But shout out to the whole DC squad and all that. Yeah, small beef, man. I don't really think it's a beef, man. I think it's more so of egos and warriors. Like I said, they get in the ring. He brings them into camp because Gary will definitely pull up. And they bang out a couple of rounds. They put hands on each other. They'll be all right. They'll be all right. But if they try to keep doing this bullshit, this fake industry shit that they do, it won't be all right. It won't be all right, man. But hey, what do I know, man? Are you guys enjoying the show? Are you guys enjoying the show? Am I the goods, man? Because I know a lot of guys sit online with no motion. They try to block motion, right? And look, this is almost close to an hour. I've been on for over almost an hour, 50 minutes, dolo solo with substance. I even went to the board, right? I was breaking things down. This is real substance, man. Now, you guys actually seeing the growth. That's all. Quick question for the four that's in here. Give constructive criticism right now before I go on to my next topic. The floor is open for constructive criticism right now, right? See, great point. Give your constructive criticism. The floor is open for that right now. I'm open to the constructive criticism. Better than 97%. But look, I'm gonna say, and Conquest, you're biased, man. Because you just said real motion. So that's gonna be bias coming from you. They're gonna say, oh, you fuck with Shaw. You fuck with Sauce, right? They're gonna say, yo, you fuck with him. So that's bias, man. Thank you. I appreciate that, Mac. Mac said, I know you've been official with the media coverage. The fake don't want the real. You know how that goes, man. But yeah, that's why I had to grow, man. I had to grow, man. I've been doing media for damn near 15 years, man. And every time, right? Let's just have some conversations right before I get to the next topic. Every time from doing media, from that video back then that I just played with the Earl Spence shit, they always found a fault in everything that I did. Right? So you know what I did? I just distanced. Once I started growing and maturing more, and I said, like, when you fall back, you see who really fucks with you and who don't, right? I realized that these people really didn't fuck with me. Because it's like, damn, I'm always bringing something to the table, and you guys are always finding faults. It's always, oh, you need this, you need that. But look at me now, I got this, I got that. But it was always, oh, you need this, you need that. And I started paying attention. And then you know what I do? I pray. I'm a very spiritual person. I pray. And I say, yo, God, remove all these people from me. I'm like Moses. I said, bring the people to me. And that's what he did. And now you see what I do. I'm like Moses. I come back. I'm back. And I remember all the people that wronged me. And I'm stepping on them. Because I'm coming back for the rest of my peoples. Man. But yeah, that's how that goes. He said, nah, I'm consistent. They don't like me because my ego. Yeah, that's why they don't like me. We like Corey Holcomb. They talk about us. They whisper about us behind the scenes. You know how that goes. They whisper about us, man. They're jealous, man. He said they eat off your plate and hide the fork. Of course. But they can't eat off the plate no more. It's the news by Shy News, man. You see, I got all my certifications out. You see how we blogging right here? Like, listen, this blog right here, I'm gonna run the numbers up, right? This blog right here, another fire banger, man. Another fire banger, almost an hour. I'm gonna continue though. Let me go over here to my IG. We're gonna switch it up a little bit, but we'll get right back on the boxing. I wanna go over here to IG because I'm showing the range. We are showing the range, right? Well, no, let me stop it. I went back to YouTube, not YouTube. We are showing the range. All right. These guys can't fuck with me, man. They know it, man. They might as well just keep crashing out. They're exposed now, man. I don't fuck with none of you niggas, man. Respectfully. The same way y'all didn't fuck with me, I don't fuck with y'all, man. All right? Yeah, you see, they shut this down. I posted this. They shut this down. They shut that down. They took that off my page. It's blocked because I was giving out the real gems. That's why I had to come on and do this live. Shout out to TL for reposting the work. Gary Antoine Russell. Right? Here goes Jihad. Jihad is stepping. Let me go over here. Highlight my nephew, right? Look. They are out there in Vegas right now. 11 more days to go. November 2nd. Slido provide. You see the what's the name? This was in Canada right here. Great frame right there. This was June. Look at the blood. Y'all see the blood right there? Great frame by Willie. This was June at the Hula Theater. There goes Jihad overlooking the Vegas Strip. That's where they are. They're in Vegas right now. You know, he's finishing camp out there in Vegas. Canada right here. He looks like a mixture of his mom right here. There's his dad, my brother in the back. There goes cousin Tone. He looks more like his mom in this picture. Right? There he is right here. There he is right here. This is the Hula Theater, man. Everlast. Shout out to Everlast. We was mitching and matching. Everlast, the Rival gloves. Shout out to Russ and Rival. And here it is once again. Y'all know what this is, right? NYC, moving and grooving. There he is. Jihad has his own style. He has his own style. Definitely has his own style, man. He's moving and grooving, man. Here we go. I want to play this. I'm gonna, now we're gonna have a little bit of fun. Shout out Bruce Gas, man. This was I took this clip right here. I'm stopping before I play it. This was the Cowboys. He's gonna break down Michael Irvin, how they used to get down. He's gonna break down Michael Irvin. This is real entertaining. Listen to this, man. This is how these guys were getting down. Oh man, yo, look, peer pressure's a motherfucker, right? Yo, peer pressure is a motherfucker. Did y'all catch that? Yeah, it's funny, right? We just switched it up a little bit at Conquest, right? Peer pressure's a motherfucker. That's what they do. That's what they do. Now, I want to play this, and my brother's gonna laugh when he watches this, because I told him, I was like, yo, man, this is the type of shit that goes on, man. Right? And I said the reason why they tried to alienate me many years ago, because I didn't want parts of a lot of this shit, man. I was like, yo, I'm here to work, man. I'm here to make connections. This ain't like, come on, man. This is the type of shit that goes on, right? Now, I'm not putting this in the P. Diddy shit, but look what Michael Irvin did, right? This is a teammate of his. Came clean, right? This is not me making this up. This is not me making this is a teammate of his saying this is the type of pressure they put you under. He said he was in his room, he got the message, he came up to the room, he had 5 naked women, cocaine, marijuana all over the room. And he told them, you're either gonna party with us or I'm putting you back on the plane. Now had he got back on the plane, he probably would have never been on the team, he probably would have got cut. He wouldn't have been accepted. But he chose to party, and the rest is history. But this is the stuff that goes on. Now, see, a lot of these guys sit online, they love to talk. Now oh man, then what have you done? Right now, I talked about a lot of stuff like this. Now I have the stats, the receipts, and I have other people saying some of the stuff that I've been saying for years that goes on. That goes on. This stuff goes on, man. This stuff really goes on in the industry. This is the industry. You get these guys that sit online with no motion, never outside. They speak about the industry. They come on and give opinions about the industry with no stats and no facts. Those are stats and facts. Man, I dropped the short on this, man. I told y'all I dropped the short on this. Right? I dropped the short on this. Didn't I tell you my nephew was at the top ranked gym? He's way ahead of the curve, 15 years old, training at the top ranked facility out there in Vegas. Right? That's $1 Million Marley, man. Shot News Boxing, media, marketing, management, consulting services. Now, I say that to say this. Earlier in the show, I talked about different regions and how everybody comes online, they talk boxing. They're always talking boxing. Let me go back to the board real quick. Everybody's from a specific region, right? Everybody's from a specific region on YouTube, right? Everybody's from a region. Hold on, this is not the good one. Everybody's from somewhere else, right? Marley is 15 years old. Right? 15 years old now. I was talking about Marley when he was 10 years old. I could pull the receipts up real quick. When Morley was 10 years old, right? 8 years old, 10 years old, here are the receipts before we continue on, right? This is what I was talking about earlier. See how everything is tying in together today? I told you I had time today. I'm going to really break it down for y'all, right? Morley, when he was 10 years old, 10 and 8 years old, right? 10 and 8 years old. Okay, now you see that, right? 15 years old, 10 years old. He was about 8 right there. So, but I say 10. From there to there, he's now in the Top Rank gym training alongside his professional prize fighter brother, Jihad Tucker. Now, the reason why I'm talking on this is because, what did I say? You have all these content creators that come online and they talk about guys at the top. But why aren't they showing us guys from the region if this is what they really do? Why aren't they tapped in with fighters from where they're from if this is what they really do? But yet they talk about guys that's all the way at the top that they are supposed to be fans of, right? But yet they don't know fighters from their regions, young, old, none of that. Did y'all catch that? Did y'all catch that breakdown right there, man? Did y'all catch that breakdown? These guys aren't even fans. They're not even fans. They are people that just sit on the internet with nothing to do. Because if you're a fan of boxing, why don't you know some of the fighters in your local region? Right? Because everybody has a region. There's fighters like that fight I just showed. The clips of Lamont Roach. That's why I said shout out to Zeb. Zeb is covering the fighters down there in his region, right? Zeb is covering the fighters down there in his region. Why aren't some of these guys that sit around and talk boxing for hours and hours on panels? They don't even know the locals in their hometowns. They're not in no gym, but yet they're talking about guys at the top. At the top. But you don't have a rapport with none of the local fighters. And some of you guys even try to play the people, and discredit the people that are actually in the mix working with these people. Hopefully y'all caught that sauce, man. But yes, that was Morley. Look, man, progress, man. Trust the process. No tickets, no admission. Slide or provide. Long live the guys, man. Great to see Morley's growth. There he is again. Great to see the growth. Great to see the growth, man. Oh, let's stop it right here. Man, you know, we're talking sports now. Just a little bit of everything. Fake news. Yeah, it's not fake news. They're not in the mix. Get in the mix right here. And Conquest, they're not in the mix. They're just online. They're never outside. But hey, what do I know, right? But shout out to the New York Liberty. New York Liberty won their first WNBA title. I wonder when the parade is going to be. I might go to the parade, get some content. I haven't been to a parade in quite some time. But the Yankees are also in the World Series. We get to that too. The Yankees and the Dodgers. But shout out to the New York Liberty and to Miss Jones. Yes, no relation to me, but she's a Jones, so I'm going to highlight her. She won the MVP. Go figure. She's a Jones. Why wouldn't she, right? The Joneses, keeping up with the Joneses. That's what these guys try to do. They try to keep up with the Joneses. And the Joneses is killing it. Man, there's 5 people in here, man. Run the likes. How my likes looking, man? Damn, I only got one like. Nah, let me refresh this. This cannot be right. You mean to tell me I'm giving you all this good content? All this good content. I only got one like. Nah, that can't be right. Hold on. Let me make sure. Let me make sure. No, I don't have a single like. A single like. Man, you guys are unbelievable. But I get it though. I get it. I get it. You guys are afraid that if you hit the like, it might do something for me. I told you it doesn't. It's all right though, man. It just proves the things that I talk about are so true. That it's cool when they do it. It's a problem when I do. Let me come up out because I'm starting to sweat. It's getting hot in here now. Right? It's getting hot in here, right? It's got my Nickelodeon shirt on. You know my kids, man. You know I do. I'm a father, man. Shout out to my kids. But the New York Liberty, they have won, and hopefully the Mets, the Yankees, the Mets got eliminated by the Dodgers. But if the Mets win and the Knicks are looking good, it could be a good year for New York, man. But shout out to that, man. This right here, I want to play this, right? I'm going to stop this. I remember they was trying to get this guy. Look how it all turned out, right? But going back to confidence. Going back to the confidence. I was here for this. This was at the Barclays Center. This was I'm gonna tell you the fight that this was on. Chris Colbert. It was around the time when Gary Russell had the shoulder surgery, and Chris Colbert, they used him to try to front on Gary. Yeah, just your like, man. That's it. We only got one like, man. You know how these guys do, man. They're mad, man. They're mad, right? But let's get to this and consequence. Then we'll get back to the like situation. And shout out to DMV Nation. Man, you see how Gary slid on him? Yo, Gary slid on him. See, they used Chris Colbert. Look at Chris Colbert now. He got stopped. I told you, I said, yo, Gary would have beat the brakes off of this kid, man. Maybe they could fight, man. But I don't even think he'll take the fight with Gary right now. His confidence is definitely, right? Gary would smoke this guy, man. He would have smoked him back then. I said this. I was like, yo, I look, man. But you see, sometimes with me, right? And I'm not even gonna be on this type of time no more. Because like I said, I know a lot. I just didn't speak on a lot. I tried to keep it in-house, right? But a lot of New York people are crab in the buckets, right? They are. It is what it is, man. But I always try to keep it in-house, right? And shit, a lot of NY people in particular. I'm from the island that's strong, right? NYC people in particular, they hate on Long Island because they always felt some type of way. But when you think about it, the best fighters in New York all came from Long Island. World champions, dating back to Buddy McGirt. Buddy McGirt is a Long Island fighter. Brentwood, Jamel Herring, another Long Island fighter. And if we want to be technical, the Brooklyn Fighters, Kings County is Long Island, but we let them slide. But these are Long Island guys. Brooklyn, New York is Kings County. Kings, Queens, Nassau, Suffolk. But we don't even, it is what it is. But a lot of these guys always thought Long Island was soft, right? Meanwhile, we are the best fighters, and it's shown right now. Jihad Tucker and Jamali Tucker, the best right now. The best. It's up for debate. Does anybody want to debate me? I have the stats to show it, especially with my young nephew, Molly Tucker. He's 15. 4-time national champion, #1 rank. Does anybody want to debate? Going once, going twice? Does anybody want to debate? We have stats over here. This isn't Monday quarterbacking. This is Motion Talk Stats. Does anybody want to debate? He said, man, a shoulder injury. Hold on, let me pull your comment up. He said, man, a shoulder injury is harder to come back from, no cap. Particularly a rotator. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Gary's still a warrior, though, man. Gary's still a warrior, man. I gotta play this. This right here, right? I seen this last night, and I said, yeah, I'm going to incorporate this on the show as well. That was the late great Dick Gregory, but he says something in this before I play it, and I was like, yo, I had to play this because I just came from Canada in August, right? And he's talking about the hurricane season and how the hurricanes. He says, I'm gonna play it, but I want to paint the picture for y'all. He said the hurricane is the black woman from the slave trade. And I did my research on this. He's accurate. What he just is going to break down. All of the hurricanes originate off the coast of Africa, where the slaves were stolen or taken from the motherland, their land. And they travel upwards, and this is the God's honest truth. They follow the path of the slave ship. But the thing that fucked me up, and he was accurate, they do not enter Canada. And that is the truth. They always veer off. And when you think about it, right, dating back to the slave days, this is the gems right here. Where did the slaves migrate to when they tried to get free? North. Canada, up north. But listen to Dick Gregory, though, man. Don't take my word for it. The News by Shaw News. Motion Talk. Man, I had to play that, man. That was crazy. Did y'all catch that though? I was like, wow. Yeah, he did know too much. Facts. That part. But that was crazy. I was watching that. I was like, yo. Then I looked it up myself. I said, yo, because I just came from Canada, and I was like, yo, they never had a hurricane. That's a fact. They only do fuck up the states. And New York, where I'm at, New York, upstate New York, really don't get them. Because that's how you got to travel to get to Canada, through upstate New York. And I'm like, yo, that's the truth. They do turn away. Why? There might be some truth into that. Take it how you want to take it, right? All I can do is deliver the message. This is the Source Experience, the news. But this right here, and then I'm going to open it up for more constructive criticism. Pay attention to this right here, man. You know, I always try to give y'all some gems. Mm. 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 Man, that right there. And And then I'm going to open it up for some more constructive criticism. But that pretty much sums up the source, man. I didn't change. I just changed the people around me. And the reason why I changed the people around me is because they're right there. I be guarding my focus. Well, if I notice that you're not focused and you're not doing nothing, you're stagnated, you're stinking, you move like a sucker, I don't want you around me. I do not want you around me. Not only do I not want you around me, you do have options. You do have options. But I've been guarding my focus. I've been in my lane. I've been doing what I do. And the moment I get aggressive and I do start stepping on people, it's because I feel like you're getting in my way. Now, shout out to Cousin Gary. Me and Cousin Gary talked about this. He did this interview with one of my guys. And he said this, right? And I love this when he said this on my platform. There's lanes in the road for a reason, right? There's lanes, right? When you are driving, if you're in this lane, right? And I'm in this lane, even if we're going in the same direction, we're in our own lanes, right? But the moment you try to jump in my lane, right? Pay attention to what I'm giving y'all now, because this is the focus. If I'm in this lane, I'm going this way. Wait, hold on. I got the board here. I keep forgetting. All right, this is my lane. I'm in my lane. This is your lane, right? Now, I'm going in this direction. You're going in this direction, but you're in this lane. You're cool. This is where people fuck up at, right? There's lanes for a reason. Look, here's another lane. Here's another lane. Here's another lane, right? But all of a sudden, people will see you in your lane. Man, you're moving, right? They're in their lane, but they're not moving like you. What do they try to do? They think that they can jump in your lane, right? No focus, no motion, just stagnated and get in your lane. Now you're in my lane, but I'm going like this. You're in my lane right here. Your tire went flat. But now you're in my way. You are in my way. Why did you get in my lane? Stay over here in your lane and catch your flat tire. Right? Stay in your lane. Catch your flat tire. Stay stagnated. No progress. Don't jump in my lane and I'm moving like this. I'm moving. You jumped in my lane with no motion. And then you get mad because I know you jumped in my lane. And now not only am I stepping on you, I'm running you the fuck over. Because I am focused and you are what? Unfocused, right? But yet you're attempting to be in my lane, right? You're attempting to be in my lane. There's lanes on the road for a reason. Just stay in your lane. Stay in your lane. See, and that's what happens with this YouTubing, especially particular boxing. Guys attempt to jump in other people's lanes all the time. And then when they find out the lane that they jumped in, not only do they not have motion, they're not going anywhere. And they see you constantly going places and moving and grooving. Instead of them getting out of the way, they just stay in the lane, broken up, done, and they constantly getting, like I just showed, ran over and stepped on. Man, did y'all catch that sauce today, man? Did y'all catch that sauce? Man, he said traffic school 101. Now, I'm pretty much done for constructive criticism. Please let me know what I could have done better. Anybody that's in here. And by all means, don't hold back. Do like some of these guys that used to troll me. You know, even if, look, you already know. I am not Tim Tszyu. I'm not lack of confidence. If critique me, let me know. Just don't come in here and say, oh, you're ugly. You look like Beetlejuice. That does nothing for me. Because, you know, you tell me I look like Beetlejuice and I'm ugly, but the beautifuls of women's, I get interviews, I get drops, all of that. So that does nothing for me, right? But tell me, what do I need to do to improve the delivery of the News by Shadows as a blogger? Right? That's the constructive criticism I want. You know, before it was my equipment. I think we walked over that already. It was the environment. Look at the environment. So this is constructive criticism. I've been on for an hour and 21 minutes. I was trying to do 2 hours, but hour and 21 minutes is good. He said they threw us off the ships with weights, changed children, women, and men. Crazy to think about that. Yes, it was. So that Dick Gregory video was crazy. Crazy. But this, I've been on my focus, man. I've been on my focus, man. That's why I've been killing it, man. I've been killing it, man. You know, I've been killing it. Let me see how I'm sounding. Let me see. How are we sounding? Let me see how I'm sounding. Oh, that sounds good. Crystal clear. So it's not the equipment. And Consequence says knowledge, format, and delivery spot on. Man, appreciate that, man. But yo, you're biased, man. Yo, and Consequence, you're biased, man. You're biased. You're a supporter. You know, you're a supporter, man. They're gonna say, oh, you fuck with that guy. We don't fuck with him. I want the guys that don't fuck with me, that attempted to jump in the lane. Give me some constructive criticism, especially those y'all that sit around and y'all not in motion, right? Tell me what I need to do but like my man said, look, I'm gonna bring it back. I don't want y'all. You feel me? But let me know it's cool when they do it. It's the problem when I do, right? I changed up already. You heard? I changed up. You know what I'm saying? I changed up, right? As you can see, look, and I can go to this background. Hold on. Let me go. Right, let me promote my brand now, right? So y'all know where I'm at. So I'll do the green screen now, right? I'll show my logo, right? I'll show my logo for the remainder of the time that I'm on here, man. Unless I go back to the board, but I just want to show that I go to the board too when we do the online seminars, man. He said, I think most of the people are not patient enough to get the real experience of breaking down the topics. Yeah, you're right. But I don't even think it's that, man, too. Like I told you this, too. A lot of this shit is smoke and mirrors. Now, I could have did the steroids and had 1,200 people in here. I could have had 1,200 people, 900, and all that, the steroids, right? And I think a lot of times when you do that, right, it draws the people in, right? It draws the people in. But I'm not with that. You feel me? I'm good with this, with the 4 that's in, with you and Conquest and the rest that's going to come in and comment. I'm good with that, man. Because the shit that you see that I really do, right? Like a lot of these guys that have all of these numbers and these people in here, what fights have they won to this year? What fighters have they connected with in person? Who knows them? Like going back, I'm not gonna go to the board now because I got the green screen showing. But if I go to the board, what fighters have they told us about from their regions? All these dudes sit online for hours and hours, but they can't tell you about a fighter where they're from. That's weirdo shit. That's weak shit. If you talk boxing and you can't tell me about some local fighters where you're from, do you really fuck with boxing? Do you really fuck with it? And no, you don't. And that's why these guys are mad, because I highlight that. I'm like, yo, you niggas is just fake, man. Like, give it up already. Get out the way. You're in the way. You're not helping the sport. You're not. And you're so programmed, but this is how the whole game is. Because, like, that's why I really have fell back. Now, my services, goods and services, I only fuck with the people that I know want to fuck with me. I've been doing it so long that I'm in that type of mix. Going back to the board, I'm in that type of mix, man. And the moment I see people get in my way, I just crush them. Literally, really crush them. And that's what I've been doing. Crushing them out, man. You heard? Crushing them out. Yes, I appreciate that. You are absolutely right. And everybody does have a preference who they rock with. That's why I always say, you do have options. You do have options. He said, I love the way you and the mixer break down what's going on in the sport. I love it. So I appreciate that, man. I love the fact that you're over here, man. Because like I said, for me, I'm official. One soldier is 1,000 hitters. One soldier is 1,000 hitters for me. Because like I said, I see these guys, right? I can play their games now. I can bring 1,200 people over here. But why should I bring 1,200 people over here when it's not opening no doors for me? The doors were already open for me. You understand what I'm saying? Like, all these guys that have all of that, right? I ran laps around them already. I am a certified manager now. I have some other big things on the table that I can't discuss. But when everything is done, I'll bring those to the table and discuss those. But right now, I can't discuss that. If you know anything about the business, certain things that you can't discuss under contractual obligations, right? See, these guys don't know these type of things, right? But I have a lot of big things that's brewing behind the scenes on the table. And, when everything is all said and done, the smoke is clear, we will discuss those things, right? But like I said, the lot of the stuff that goes on that you see is smoke and mirrors. And these guys that have all of that, I run laps around them. And the ones that sit around and have a whole bunch of people sitting around with them, they're not even relevant. It's sad. They're not even relevant, man. They like I said, they are. There's levels of crash dummies, right? I don't want to go back to the board, but I can break this down on the board. There's levels of crash dummies. And some of these guys are at the bottom of the food chain of crash dummies. They're the crabs. They're really the crabs at the bottom of the barrel, man. They're like, you know what they're like? And I'm going to use Tim Zoo, the Australian. They're like a Foster's beer. A Foster's beer is considered like a 40-ounce malt liquor. It's the bad part of the beer that they don't even get rid of. They just give it to us. These guys are like King Cobras, malt liquor, Colt 45, and they don't even realize it. Where they should be more like Budweiser, Heinekens, and try to be like those upper echelon beers, crash outs. But they're the crash out Fosters, the motherfucking Colt 45s, the King Cobras, the Hurricanes. They just, they're at the bottom, man. But hopefully y'all caught and enjoyed the sauce, man. Let me get my day started. Well, I already got it started, but I think I said I wasn't gonna do no Instacart today, man. But I always do, man. I end up, I always do. Because I made some money this weekend. I really just want to go kick it with my animals. I fed them. They only eating once today. Well, maybe I'll feed Daffy twice. But Brownie's only eating once. Brownie ate good this morning. Did you see that video I premiered? I got him on the raw chicken and my personal egg drop soup that I make. That's how I incorporate the eggs in his diet. I give him the sauce version of an egg drop soup. That's where he gets his liquid, the water. I don't have him eating wet food yet, like that. My uncle, I take counsel from my uncle. My uncle is he has mad years with dogs. Probably one of the top trainers in the game, But it is what it is, man. Hopefully, like I said, y'all enjoyed this sauce, man. Cleaning out my nails, man. Let me see, is there anybody else online right now? Who else is live right now? I know a lot of guys jump on live and stuff. Oh, WCS is live. The Boxing Voice. Fanon. Okay. Is there anything interesting that I could pop in on? No, nothing interesting. Yeah, I wonder if what's in it. Do y'all know? For those of y'all that follow the boxing voice, is is what's her name? Still with the boxing voice, Danny. I noticed he has all these other guys. Did Danny expand and move on and doing his own thing? If you know, he said, "I'm doing a health and nutrition trivia at 1 today, right up your alley." All right, shout out to Bruce Gassman. Y'all pull up for that, man. Y'all go over there and pull up for the OG. Bruce was a nutritionist. He had a store too, I believe, a business. He knows about all of that. He's no Victor Conte, right? Victor Conte. But if you're looking for the supplements and the herbs and all of that, get with my guy Bruce Gas, man. He knows what he's talking about. He said, get them dogs a nice big bone from the butcher. Yeah. Brownie, I'm gonna get him on that wave in a second. His teeth is still little, man. He's getting his weight up, man. I'm gonna get him there. But Daffy always enjoys a good bone. You know what it is? He tries to Debo her shit, man. He's a bully. He's really a bully. He be trying to Debo her shit, man. And Daffy just lets him rock, but then Daffy beats him up, man. You know, I was talking about that last night. Daffy can fight, man. And I don't fight my dogs, though, before y'all try to report my live and all that. I don't fight my dogs. I just train them to be guard dogs and protect my family and my property. But Daffy can get down, man. She gets down, man. You know? He said, my dog still got the bone I got him 8 years ago. Man, they love him. They love him. It's good for their teeth, too. It's good for their teeth, man. Just reading a couple of these messages, man. It felt good to be off today. Because remember, I worked yesterday, man. I worked yesterday. I did my thing. The best part for me yesterday was when my daughter came up there. Coach Reen always comes, man. She came. Did y'all see it? Matter of fact, let me share that real quick, man. Let me share that. My daughter came up there. Oh, man. That's the best for me, personally, right? When my daughter came up there. Right? Yeah, so it was, they had Touch a Truck Day, Bruce, where we go to the firehouse, the police, the ambulance, everybody, LIPA, all the different people come out, right? And you know, we have all the equipment out there for the kids. They get to go on the equipment. And shit, my daughter came up there. She wanted to get in the other thing, but I told her, look, I didn't know. I wouldn't have, I'm glad I came in. But last time when they had it at the mall, right? They had this at the mall. And it was raining. But every year, like, I'm like the big zoo exhibit, right? All the kids be wanting to be all in my equipment, man. It's like this year, it was the same thing. It was the same thing. But Coach Reen came. I thought I posted the picture. There she goes. Right here. Y'all see it? Can y'all see it? Look. Coach Reen came. She jumped up in the loader. She had a grand old time. She had a grand old time, right? These are the good days right here, man. Then I told her, I said, yo, don't be like these motherfucking content creators. If you're gonna talk that shit, you gotta show us. She said she can operate. I said, all right. I said, you can operate it, so show me. Show me. Don't talk about it. Let me see. Yeah. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. Yes, that was Reen though. Reen on the scene, man. Ring was driving it, man. Now look, I done came a long way, right? When my daughters were first born, right? Let me share this before I get up out of here. When my daughters were first born, I was not operating machinery. I was matter of fact, when Nasiah was born, I was still I was a night watchman. I was a night watch. I was doing security, but I had my license. They didn't make me a driver yet when Nasiah was born. Then I became a driver, and the rest is history. Now I operate anything in the yard. You see me in loaders, you see me in sweepers. I do it all. But that was cool because I remember they used to come and I used to put them in my truck. Now I put them in sweepers and, loaders and shit like that, man. And I remember when they were young, they was just getting in the trucks. Now it's other things. But yeah, this is from my man CW right here. Hold on. But all right, I wanna. Never all bad, man. Never all bad. But listen, I gotta break down this equipment. I'm gonna get me a coffee now. Like I brought, I go. I said 2 hours, man. Hour and 37 minutes is good enough, man. It is good enough. It is good enough. 1 o'clock, go over there and check out my guy Bruce Gas. I'll be over there. Like I said, I'm gonna go watch a movie or something, man. Do a little research, man. No, me, I'm gonna end up doing some Instacart, man. Let's make a little quick $40-$50, man. Something light, man. Something light, man. I got to, man. This is in me, man. Hey, man. But this is the Source Experience. The news by Shaw News. Media, marketing, management, consulting services. You do have options, goods and services, man. Book my classes, man. Book my classes, man. I'll work with you. Like Jay-Z said, if y'all was short with the cheese, I could work with you. Man, wonderful, wonderful live. About to wrap it up. Hour and 40 minutes, man. Give y'all some good content. Break down the equipment. Brought the board out. I'm gonna show y'all the equipment breakdown process, see how long that takes. Damn, it feels good to be a brother that does this. To be a brother that does this. And shout out to all the computer guys, the technicians and shit. Holla at me, man. If that's what you do, that's what your skill set is, right? Holla at me, man. If you do any type of graphic designing, right? If you do any type of graphic designing and you want to be part of a winning organization, because you see what I got going on, right? See what I got going on. Y'all want to be part of a winning organization. Get with me, right? Get with me, not against me. See, a lot of y'all be going against me. I know it. Well, look. Has it affected anything? Has it affected anything? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Positively not, man. I'm gonna go get me something to eat, though. I ain't gonna hold you. I'm hungry. I am hungry. I worked up an appetite. I didn't eat either. I came right here. Got a couple dollars in my pocket. Man, fire show though, man. Look, that's not a bad breakdown, right? See how quick I broke that down? That wasn't a bad breakdown, man. Get up out of here now. Yo, I've been on my eating like once or twice a day, man. Right? All right, man. But this is the Source Experience, the news by Shadows. You know, you do have options. Got him.